Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, we're going deep on Coinbase's Q3 2024 earnings.
Right.
You've sent over the shareholder letter, the earnings call transcript, the whole shebang.
Yep.
But here's the thing. Coinbase's stock actually dipped after this release, and yet they're reporting their 7th consecutive quarter of positive adjusted EBITDA and hit some major milestones.
Yeah.
So what's the real story here? Let's unpack it.
Well, what's interesting is that the market seems to be focused on the headline numbers. Revenue down 17% quarter over quarter to $1.2 billion.
Right.
But if you dig a little deeper, you see a net income of $75 million.
Okay.
Even with a pre-tax loss on crypto investments. And that impressive $449 million in adjusted EBITDA.
Okay, back up for a sec. For those of us who don't spend all day staring at spreadsheets, remind us what adjusted EBITDA is and why it matters so much for a company like Coinbase.
Sure thing. Adjusted EBITDA basically strips away things like interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization to give you a clearer picture of the core business profitability. And it's super important for companies in volatile markets like crypto because it helps cut through the noise and see how they're really performing operationally.
Ah, got it. So even though revenue was down, which we kind of expected given the softer crypto market lately, their core business is still chugging along nicely.
Exactly. Now let's dig into those revenue streams because this is where things get interesting. Coinbase is clearly trying to diversify away from relying solely on transaction fees.
Right.
Which, as we've seen, can swing wildly depending on the market.
They're not putting all their eggs in one basket, so to speak.
Right. So transaction revenue, which is mostly trading fees, did take a hit, down 27% to $573 million.
Okay.
But their subscription and services revenue actually makes up a significant chunk of their total revenue now, even though it was also down 7% to $556 million.
I'm guessing that dip in subscription revenue is also partly due to lower crypto prices impacting things like staking and custody.
You nailed it. But there's a fascinating detail here. Even though the dollar value of those services is down, Coinbase actually saw what they call native unit growth.
Hold on, native unit growth. You're going to have to break that down for me.
Essentially, it means more people are using those services, even if the overall value of crypto is down, which is a really good sign for the future.
Gotcha.
More people are staking, more people are using their custody solutions, and more USDC is sitting on their platform.
Okay.
They're building that user base even in a down market, which is key for their long-term revenue diversification strategy.
Okay, that makes sense. So even though transaction revenue took a hit from the lower trading volume, Coinbase is making moves to create revenue that's not solely dependent on people buying and selling. Right. It's like building different engines for their business so they're not just reliant on one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a smart play, especially when you consider their vision for the future of crypto, one that goes way beyond just trading.
Let's dive into that. What's this vision they're talking about, and how does it tie into their revenue strategy?
Coinbase is very vocal about their belief that crypto can increase economic freedom globally. And they're not just talking the talk, they're walking the walk by building products designed to onboard that next wave of crypto users, the next billion people, and make crypto a part of everyday life.
Right.
This means looking beyond the hardcore crypto traders and making things easy and accessible for everyone.
So it's about building the on-ramp to this crypto utopia they're envisioning. Make it so anyone, anywhere can use it seamlessly.
Precisely. And that ties directly back to their revenue strategy. They're betting on this future where crypto isn't just about speculation and trading,
Right.
but integrated into our financial lives.
Okay.
If they can be the platform that makes that happen, the revenue will follow.
Okay, I'm seeing the connections now. But how are they actually doing this? What are the building blocks of this crypto utopia they're building?
Well, they highlighted 3 key areas in their earnings call: stablecoins, smart wallets, and Base, their layer 2 solution.
Okay.
Each one plays a crucial role in making crypto more accessible and user-friendly, especially for the less tech-savvy.
Let's break those down one by one, starting with stablecoins.
Okay.
We know they've been talking about these for a while now, but why are they suddenly so crucial to their strategy?
We've seen absolutely massive growth in stablecoin payment transactions this year. We're talking about $20 trillion in volume.
Wow.
Double what it was last year. This is no longer a niche thing. People are realizing the advantages,
Right.
especially in situations like high inflation markets or for fast and cheap cross-border payments.
Wow, $20 trillion. That's mind-blowing. So stablecoins are becoming a serious contender to traditional payment systems. Where does Coinbase fit into all this?
They're betting big on USDC, which has already hit a $36 billion market cap. They're integrating it deeper into all their products. And just launched EURC, their euro-backed stablecoin.
Sure.
They're pushing stablecoin adoption beyond just the US dollar, which is a huge indicator of where they think the future of payments is headed.
It sounds like they're not just waiting for this stablecoin revolution to happen. They're actively trying to usher it in. Okay, let's move on to smart wallets. I'll admit, I still get a little nervous about losing my crypto because I forgot my seed phrase or something. Are smart wallets the answer to my crypto anxiety?
They very well could be. Smart wallets use biometrics and passkeys, meaning no more remembering those complicated seed phrases.
Right.
The onboarding process becomes smoother and less intimidating for new users, and it's a big step toward making crypto more user-friendly.
That's a huge relief. No more post-it notes with seed phrases hidden under my keyboard. But beyond just ease of use, how do smart wallets fit into Coinbase's bigger picture?
Think about it. If Coinbase wants to onboard the next billion users, they need to remove the friction, the fear, the complexity.
Right.
Smart wallets are a key piece of that puzzle.
Oh.
It's no longer about catering to the tech-savvy early adopters. It's about opening the doors to everyone.
Okay, I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. They're creating an ecosystem that's easy to use, accessible globally, and powered by stablecoins for everyday transactions. Now tell me about this Base thing. What's so special about their Layer 2 solution?
Base is all about speed, scalability, and low costs. It's built to handle a massive amount of transactions quickly and cheaply. We're talking about transactions taking less than a second and costing less than a penny.
That's insane. Less than a penny per transaction. It's like the early days of e-commerce when people were hesitant to buy things online.
Right.
Now it's the norm. Could Base be the key to bringing crypto into the mainstream like that?
Absolutely. Base isn't just about technical improvements, it's about user experience. They've built features like base names, which replace those long, confusing wallet addresses with human-readable names, making sending and receiving crypto as simple as sending an email.
That's huge for user adoption. It takes away a lot of the intimidation factor. Okay, so we've got stablecoins for everyday payments, smart wallets for easy access, and Base for fast and cheap transactions. It sounds like they're laying the groundwork for a future where crypto is as commonplace as using Venmo or Apple Pay.
They are. And they're putting their money where their mouth is. Their balance sheet is rock solid, with over $8 billion in USD reserves and $1.3 billion in crypto investments.
Okay.
Plus, they just authorized a $1 billion stock buyback program, which shows they're confident in their long-term prospects.
It's like they're saying, we believe in this future and we're all in, but there's one big piece of the puzzle we haven't talked about yet, regulation.
Right.
The crypto world has been in a bit of a regulatory roller coaster the past few years.
Yeah.
How is Coinbase navigating that uncertainty, especially with the 2024 U.S. election looming?
That's a great point. The political landscape surrounding crypto has changed dramatically in just a few years.
Yeah.
What was once seen as a fringe movement is now attracting attention from both sides of the aisle.
Right.
And Coinbase is right in the thick of it.
It seems like both U.S. presidential candidates are now actively courting the crypto vote, which would have been unthinkable just a few years ago.
Exactly. And no matter who wins the election, the next Congress is going to be the most pro-crypto we've ever seen.
Wow.
That's a major shift. And it signals that crypto is finally being taken seriously as a political and economic force.
So how is Coinbase playing this new political game? Are they just sitting back and waiting to see what happens, or are they actively trying to shape the regulatory landscape?
They're definitely not sitting on the sidelines.
Okay.
They've been very vocal about the need for regulatory clarity, arguing that it's essential for the long-term growth and stability of the industry.
They've got skin in the game. And it's not just talk, they're backing it up with action.
Right. They're actively supporting organizations like Fairshake and Stand With Crypto, which are mobilizing the crypto community to advocate for pro-crypto policies.
Okay.
And just recently, they committed another $25 million to Fairshake, showing they're in it for the long haul.
That's a serious commitment. So they're investing in both the technology and the political landscape to build this future they're envisioning. They're really going all in on this crypto utopia, aren't they?
They are. But the question is, will it pay off?
That's a great question, and one we're going to explore further as we dig deeper into Coinbase's strategy and the forces shaping the future of the crypto world.
Yeah.
Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back after a quick break.
All right, let's dive back into Coinbase. We were talking about their big bet on the future of crypto, but their stock took a dip after these earnings. How do we reconcile that with all the positive stuff we just discussed?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It seems like Wall Street is a little short-sighted, maybe too focused on those top-line revenue numbers without grasping the full picture of Coinbase's long game.
It's a classic case of the market valuing immediate returns over long-term vision. Coinbase is building something much bigger than just a trading platform. And that doesn't always translate neatly into quarterly earnings reports.
They're playing chess, not checkers. Right.
No.
But building this crypto utopia sounds like a massive undertaking. Where do they even begin?
Well, for starters, they're laser focused on making crypto more user-friendly and accessible to the masses. Remember those smart wallets we talked about? That's a huge step in that direction.
Right.
No more seed phrases, no more complicated interfaces. Crypto needs to feel as familiar and easy to use as your online banking app if it's going to achieve mainstream adoption.
It's like they're building the on-ramp to the crypto highway, making it smooth and easy for everyone to join the ride.
Exactly. And then there's Base, their layer 2 solution. Imagine a world where sending money is as easy and cheap as sending an email. That's the kind of experience Base is designed to deliver.
Those super fast, super cheap transactions are a game changer. And I love those Base names. Who can remember those crazy long wallet addresses anyway? It's all about reducing friction and making crypto more intuitive for everyone.
Right. It's about creating an ecosystem where people don't even have to think about the tech. It just works seamlessly in the background. And then, of course, you have the stablecoins, which are increasingly becoming the bridge between the crypto world and the traditional financial system.
It's all starting to click now. They're creating this interconnected ecosystem where you can easily access and manage your crypto, make fast and cheap transactions globally, and even use stablecoins for everyday purchases. But can they really become the go-to platform for all things crypto? What would it take for Coinbase to become the Amazon of crypto?
That's a great question. It's an ambitious goal, but they're definitely laying the groundwork. They have the technology, the brand recognition, and the financial resources to pull it off. But there are still challenges, of course.
Oh, that pesky regulatory uncertainty we talked about earlier.
Exactly. The regulatory landscape is still very much a work in progress. And that can create a lot of headaches for a company like Coinbase. They need to be able to operate within the rules, but those rules are constantly shifting.
It's like trying to build a house on a foundation that keeps moving. But it sounds like they're taking a proactive approach, working with policymakers and advocating for clear guidelines.
They are. They understand that regulatory clarity is essential for the long-term health of the industry, and they're willing to invest the time and resources to make it happen.
So they're playing the long game, not just for themselves, but for the entire crypto ecosystem. But let's be honest, Coinbase isn't the only player in this game. The crypto space is getting crowded. How do they stack up against the competition?
Competition is definitely heating up, but Coinbase has a few key advantages.
Okay.
First, they're a publicly traded company with a long history of security and compliance, which gives them a lot of credibility, especially with institutional investors.
They're not some fly-by-night operation running out of someone's basement.
Right. And second, they have a strong track record of innovation. They're constantly pushing the boundaries, developing new products and features, and finding ways to make crypto more accessible and user-friendly.
They're not afraid to experiment and push the envelope, which is crucial in such a fast-moving industry.
And finally, they have a global reach, operating in over 100 countries. They're not just focused on the U.S. market, they're building a truly global platform.
So despite the competition, they're well-positioned to be a major player in the crypto space for years to come.
I believe so. They have a clear vision, a solid foundation, and the drive to keep innovating. But as with any company in a rapidly evolving industry, there are risks.
Okay, let's talk about those risks. What are the potential potholes they need to watch out for on this road to crypto utopia?
One obvious risk is the inherent volatility of the crypto market.
Right.
We see huge price swings in the past, and there's no guarantee that those won't happen again.
Right.
That kind of volatility can make it difficult to plan for the future and can scare away potential investors.
It's the roller coaster ride that keeps on giving. But besides market volatility, are there other things that could derail their plans?
Security is always a major concern in the crypto world. Coinbase holds billions of dollars worth of crypto assets, making them a prime target for hackers. They need to constantly invest in the latest security measures to protect their users' funds.
Security breaches are a nightmare scenario for any crypto company, and it's a constant arms race against the bad guys.
Absolutely. And then there's the regulatory landscape, which we've already touched on. Even though things are moving in a more positive direction, there's still a lot of uncertainty.
Right.
Governments around the world are still figuring out how to regulate crypto, and any new regulations could have a significant impact on Coinbase's business.
It's like navigating a minefield, trying to stay ahead of the regulatory curve. But it seems like they're doing everything they can to be prepared, working with regulators and advocating for clear guidelines.
They are. They understand that regulation is inevitable, and they're trying to shape it in a way that benefits the entire industry.
So despite the risks, it sounds like they're taking all the right steps to build a sustainable and successful business in the long run.
I agree. They're playing the long game, focusing on building a solid foundation, a diverse revenue stream, and a robust ecosystem that can weather any storm.
But let's not forget that they're also playing a key role in shaping the future of the financial system. They're not just building a business, they're building a movement.
That's an important point. Coinbase is at the forefront of a global movement toward a more decentralized, transparent, and accessible financial system. Their success or failure could have far-reaching implications for the future of finance.
That's a lot of weight on their shoulders. But they seem to be up to the challenge.
They are, and they're not doing it alone.
Right.
There's a whole community of developers, investors, and users who believe in the power of crypto to change the world. Coinbase is just one piece of that puzzle, but it's a crucial one.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
First, Coinbase is much more than just a crypto exchange. They're building a platform for the future of finance, one that's accessible, user-friendly, and powered by cutting-edge technology.
Second, they're not just reacting to the changing landscape. They're actively shaping it through innovation, advocacy, and a commitment to building a robust ecosystem.
And third, despite the risks and challenges, they're well-positioned to be a major player in the crypto space for years to come. Their success or failure could have a significant impact on the future of finance, not just for Coinbase, but for the entire industry.
It's a fascinating story of innovation, ambition, and the relentless pursuit of a vision. But the story is far from over. There are still many chapters to be written, and we'll be here to follow every twist and turn.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and dig deeper into some specific aspects of Coinbase's strategy. We've talked about their broad vision, but what are some of the concrete actions they're taking to make that vision a reality?
For example, they mentioned their institutional business quite a bit in the shareholder letter. How is Coinbase courting the big players, and why is that so important for their long-term success?
That's a great question. For a long time, the crypto market was dominated by retail investors, but that's starting to change.
Yeah.
We're seeing more and more institutional investors like hedge funds, pension funds, and family offices dipping their toes into the crypto waters.
Why the sudden interest from the big guys? What's changed?
Well, for one thing, the crypto market has matured significantly in recent years. It's much more regulated, more liquid, and more accessible than it was just a few years ago.
Right.
Plus, the potential returns are still very attractive, especially in a world of low interest rates and high inflation.
So they're looking for new ways to diversify their portfolios and boost their returns, and crypto is starting to look like a viable option.
Exactly. And Coinbase is perfectly positioned to capture this growing institutional demand. They have a reputation for security and compliance, which is crucial for institutional investors. They've also built a suite of institutional-grade products and services, like custody solutions, prime brokerage services, and advanced trading tools.
So they're not just catering to the mom-and-pop investors anymore. They're rolling out the red carpet for the Wall Street whales.
Exactly. And that's a smart move because institutional investors bring a lot of money and legitimacy to the table. Their involvement could be a game changer for the entire crypto industry, helping to stabilize the market and accelerate mainstream adoption.
It's like a seal of approval from the financial establishment, signaling that crypto is no longer a fringe asset class, but a legitimate investment opportunity.
Precisely. And Coinbase is at the forefront of this institutionalization of crypto. They've made some strategic acquisitions,
Okay.
like the acquisition of Asso's custody business, which gave them a strong foothold in the institutional custody market. They've also launched Coinbase Prime, a platform specifically designed for institutional investors, offering advanced trading features, research tools, and dedicated customer support.
So they're really going all in on the institutional market, betting that it will be a major growth driver in the years to come.
They are. And they're not alone. Other major crypto exchanges like Binance and Kraken are also making moves to attract institutional clients. It's a race to the top, and Coinbase is determined to be the winner.
It's exciting to watch this evolution unfold. It feels like we're witnessing the birth of a new financial system, one that's more open, more accessible, and more global than anything we've seen before.
It is, and Coinbase is right at the heart of it, building the infrastructure, setting the standards, and shaping the future of finance.
But as we've discussed, it's not all smooth sailing. There are challenges, risks, and uncertainties ahead.
Absolutely. The crypto market is still relatively young and volatile. The regulatory landscape is constantly evolving, and the competition is fierce.
So buckle up, folks. It's going to be a wild ride. But one thing's for sure, Coinbase is a company worth watching closely. Their journey is a fascinating case study in innovation, disruption, and the transformative power of technology.
Now let's dive into another key aspect of Coinbase's strategy: diversification. We've talked about their efforts to attract institutional clients, but they're also diversifying their revenue streams beyond just trading fees. Why is this so important, and what are they doing to achieve it?
I'm glad you brought that up because it's something that really stood out to me in their shareholder letter.
Yeah.
They seem to be keenly aware of the risks of relying too heavily on transaction revenue, especially in a market as volatile as crypto.
Exactly. They're not putting all their eggs in one basket. They're building multiple revenue streams, creating a more resilient and sustainable business model.
Right.
It's like having a diversified investment portfolio. It helps to smooth out the bumps in the road and reduce overall risk.
Makes sense. So what are these other revenue streams they're building?
Well, one key area is subscription and services revenue. This includes things like staking, custody, and Coinbase. One, their premium subscription service.
Okay. Let's break those down one by one, starting with staking. I've heard a lot about staking, but I'm still a little fuzzy on how it works and why it's become such a popular way to earn passive income in the crypto world.
Essentially, staking is like putting your crypto to work for you.
Okay.
Instead of just holding it in your wallet, you can stake it to support a blockchain network and earn rewards in return. Think of it like earning interest on your savings account, but in the crypto world.
So I'm essentially lending my crypto to help secure the network and get paid for it.
Exactly. And it's become incredibly popular because it's a relatively low-risk way to earn passive income on your crypto holdings.
Okay, I'm starting to get it. But where does Coinbase fit into all this?
Coinbase has made staking incredibly easy and accessible for their users. They offer a simple and intuitive interface, a wide variety of staking options, and competitive reward rates.
So I can just log into my Coinbase account, choose which crypto I want to stake, and start earning rewards.
Pretty much. It's that easy. And this ease of use has made Coinbase a popular destination for stakers, generating significant revenue for the company.
Okay. Staking is starting to make sense. Now let's talk about custody. I know it has something to do with storing crypto securely, but I'm not entirely sure how it works as a business model.
Custody is essentially the safekeeping of crypto assets. As the crypto market matures, we're seeing a growing demand for institutional-grade custody solutions.
So instead of keeping my crypto on an exchange or in my own wallet, I can store it with a specialized custodian like Coinbase.
Exactly. And there are a few reasons why this is becoming increasingly popular.
Okay.
First, it's much more secure than storing your crypto yourself.
Right.
Coinbase has invested heavily in security measures, including cold storage, multi-signature wallets, and insurance policies.
So it's like having Fort Knox for my crypto.
Exactly. Second, it can be more convenient, especially for institutional investors or high-net-worth individuals who hold large amounts of crypto.
Okay.
Managing your own private keys can be a real hassle, and it comes with a lot of responsibility.
I can imagine. It's like having to carry around a suitcase full of cash all the time.
Right. And finally, using a custodian can help you to comply with regulations.
Okay.
Many countries now require crypto businesses to hold customer funds with regulated custodians.
So it's not just about security and convenience, it's also about peace of mind, knowing that you're meeting all the regulatory requirements.
Exactly. And Coinbase is well positioned to capture a significant share of this growing custody market. They have the infrastructure, the expertise, and the reputation to be a trusted custodian for both individuals and institutions.
Okay, custody makes sense now. It's like a bank vault for the digital age.
Exactly. Now let's talk about Coinbase One, their premium subscription service.
I've seen ads for Coinbase One, but I'm not sure what it actually offers. Is it worth the price?
Coinbase One is designed for frequent traders and crypto enthusiasts who want a more premium experience.
Gotcha.
It offers a suite of benefits, including lower trading fees, enhanced customer support, and access to exclusive features.
So it's like the VIP lounge of the crypto world.
Pretty much. It's a way for Coinbase to reward their most loyal customers and generate recurring revenue. And it's been quite successful so far.
Interesting. So through staking, custody, and Coinbase One, they're creating these subscription-based revenue streams that are less dependent on the ups and downs of the crypto market. It's like building a stable base for their business, even when the ground is shaking all around them.
Exactly. And that's a smart strategy in any industry, but especially in a world as volatile as crypto.
All right, we're back for the final stretch of our deep dive into Coinbase's Q3 2024 earnings. We've covered a lot of ground, their financials, their strategy, their competitive landscape, even the investment implications. But now I want to step back and look at the bigger picture.
I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
We've talked about the nuts and bolts, but what about the soul of Coinbase?
Yeah.
What's the driving force behind all this innovation and ambition?
Exactly. They keep talking about this mission to increase economic freedom through crypto. It's a bold statement, almost idealistic, but is it just marketing fluff or do they really believe it? And more importantly, can they actually pull it off?
I think it's more than just marketing. If you look at their actions, their investments, the products they're building, it all points to a genuine belief in the transformative potential of crypto. Remember those three pillars we discussed? Stablecoins, smart wallets, and Base. Those aren't just random products. They're tools designed to empower individuals and give them more control over their financial lives.
It's like they're building the financial infrastructure for a world where anyone, anywhere can participate in the global economy on their own terms without relying on traditional gatekeepers.
That's a powerful vision. And it's one that resonates deeply with a lot of people, especially those who have been marginalized or excluded by the traditional financial system. Think about the unbanked populations around the world, the people who don't have access to basic financial services.
Right.
Crypto could be a game changer for them, providing access to banking, credit, and investment opportunities that were previously out of reach.
It's like the Internet of Money, democratizing finance and leveling the playing field. But let's be real, there's also a lot of hype and speculation in the crypto world.
How do we separate the signal from the noise? How do we know if this is really the future of finance or just another tech bubble waiting to burst?
That's the billion-dollar question, isn't it? I think it's important to remember that crypto is still a very young technology. It's like the early days of the internet. There's a lot of experimentation, a lot of trial and error, and a lot of uncertainty.
Right.
But amidst all the chaos, there's also a tremendous amount of innovation and creativity happening.
It's like the Wild West of finance, with pioneers and prospectors staking their claims, trying to strike it rich in this new digital frontier.
Exactly. And just like the early days of the internet, it's impossible to predict exactly how things will play out. But if you look at the underlying trends, the growing adoption, the increasing investment, the development of new technologies, it's hard not to be optimistic about the long-term potential of crypto.
Okay, so maybe we can't predict the future, but we can look for clues, for signs that crypto is moving in the right direction. What are some of those signs that give you hope? Well, one of the most encouraging signs is the growing interest from mainstream institutions.
Okay.
We talked earlier about Coinbase's efforts to attract institutional investors. And that's not an isolated trend. Banks, hedge funds, asset managers, they're all starting to take crypto seriously.
They're realizing that they can't just ignore this anymore, right? Crypto is becoming too big, too important to dismiss.
Exactly. And that institutional involvement is bringing much-needed legitimacy and stability to the market. It's also driving innovation, as these institutions are looking for new ways to leverage crypto technology to improve their own products and services.
So it's a win-win situation. The crypto industry gets more legitimacy and investment, and the traditional financial institutions get access to cutting-edge technology and new revenue streams.
Exactly. Another encouraging sign is the growing focus on real-world use cases for crypto. It's no longer just about speculation and trading. It's about building applications that solve real-world problems and improve people's lives.
We're starting to see crypto being used for everything from cross-border payments to supply chain management to digital identity verification.
Exactly. And as these use cases become more widespread, it will drive further adoption and cement crypto's place in the global economy.
It's like the early days of the internet when people were skeptical about the practical applications of email and websites. Now we can't imagine life without them.
Exactly. And I think we're on the cusp of a similar inflection point with crypto. As the technology matures and the use cases become more compelling, We'll see more and more people embrace crypto as a part of their everyday lives.
So what you're saying is that we're still in the early innings of the crypto revolution, and the most exciting chapters are yet to be written.
Exactly. And Coinbase is right in the middle of it all, playing a key role in shaping this new financial landscape.
It's an exciting time to be a part of this industry, that's for sure. But it's also important to acknowledge the potential risks and challenges ahead.
Absolutely. We've talked about the regulatory uncertainty, the competitive pressures, the security concerns. Those are all real issues that need to be addressed.
And let's not forget the potential for misuse. Crypto has also attracted its fair share of scammers, hackers, and criminals, and we need to be vigilant in protecting ourselves and ensuring that crypto is used for good.
You're right. Like any powerful technology, crypto can be used for both good and bad purposes. It's up to us as a society to ensure that it's used responsibly and ethically.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Coinbase's Q3 2024 earnings, I want to leave our listeners with a sense of cautious optimism.
I think that's the perfect way to put it. There's a lot to be excited about in the crypto world, but we also need to be realistic about the challenges and the risks.
Coinbase is a company that's pushing the boundaries, driving innovation, and building a better future for finance.
But their success is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
It'll depend on their ability to navigate the complex regulatory landscape, stay ahead of the competition, and earn the trust of their users.
It's a journey that's full of potential, but also fraught with peril. But that's what makes it so fascinating to watch.
Exactly. The crypto world is constantly evolving,
Yeah.
and Coinbase is right at the forefront of this evolution. It's a story that's still being written, and we can't wait to see what happens next.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. We hope you found it informative, insightful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
And, as always, stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged. The future of finance is being shaped right now, and we all have a role to play.